This is also not used for the security purpose, but this is big used inside your organization. So what is the meaning of the network address translation? Network address translation means going to be address translate. Translate means converting into some other IP address. For the example, if any traffic coming from the public area network and this is going to be make the communication over the port number 8523150160. This is the public area network, public area IP address, public IP address, sorry. This is the public IP address, but in a local area network, we cannot provide the public IP address. We will have to configure local area network or the local IP address like 10.192. And 172, this type. We have discussed already in a previous sessions what is the private IP address and the public IP address. But this is actually requesting for the website, and website exists on this web server. But this web server having the IP address 10.0.0.10 or 101. So what the NAT will do, NAT will translate this IP address to this IP address and forward it back. When the request is coming back with this IP address, it is going to be translate again with the new IP address and forward to the global or the internet. Same process happened. Means if there is a 3 computers are exist, so you will have to requirement of the 3 public IP address. Means 1-to-1 mapping. 1-to-1 mapping between the internal private IP and the public IP address. So public IP address may be in a range or maybe the separate IP address also the possible. Okay. So there is a two type of the NAT. One is a static NAT, another is a dynamic NAT. Static NAT, when you are mapping the IP address specific, means writing the rule like any traffic coming for the 85.234.150.160 will be forward only this network, and when the traffic is coming from this, so only forward to back on this app. Means 1-to-1 mapping, and this mapping must be static. If I have just provide the range 60 to 69 and 10 to 199, so it will be dynamically make the translation or do the translation dynamically. Dynamically means any IP address will be forwarded to any host. It's depend on the availability. But what if you have the single public IP address? Single public IP address, but you have connected the 3 devices. For the example of mine, means my router have a single public IP address, but I am running the multiple devices into LAN, like my tablet, my phone, my laptop, my one other laptop, one desktop, and another mobile phone or something. There is a possibilities you have 5 devices, and there is a possibilities you have 100 devices in a LAN and more. It is possible. So how the public IP address, because the traffic coming from tablet, coming from the phone, coming from the laptop, how the writer will identify, because the public IP address is a single, So how it will be identify the traffic? Based on the port number. We have already discussed about the port and socket if you remember. So on the behalf of the port, it will be forward to on this. For the example, here is a one computer which have the IP address 10.0.0.103. Okay, it have the particular port number 1025 make the connection with this particular computer to the IP address. Okay, so what will do, it will be send a traffic on a specific port number. Not getting my point. Okay, in a simple term, this is the computer which have IP address 10.0.0.1, and this is the another is computer which having the IP address .2, another computer having the IP address .3. Okay, so where this computer will make a request for the Google, for the example, I am watching YouTube. Generally I am watching YouTube videos. Okay, similar, this computer also watching the YouTube video, this computer also watching the YouTube video, and this is the router. So YouTube and YouTube means single IP address. Target is a single IP address. Single IP address YouTube. So what will happen? Here is a port number 6101 like this. This is request is 6102. This is request 6103. And what the router will do? Router will actually add some port number and send to the YouTube. For the example, if the traffic is coming from 6101, so it will reply like where it will reach on the router. What the router will do? There is a one public IP address 100.0.0.1 of my router. So what the router will do? Router will use the port number 6101 or whatever any port number it can be used, then forward this traffic to the YouTube. YouTube again send a traffic to this IP address, this port number and same IP address, because again the same request is coming from the point 2, forward from the point 2 to the YouTube. So here will be that 100.0.0.1 but port number 6102, and here is 100.0.0.1 and port number 6103. So 1 having this traffic, 2 having this traffic, 3 having this traffic. So on the behalf of the port number, it will be forward the same traffic to the different computers or different devices. So it is known as a port address translation. Means here is identify packet based on the port number. So already you know the port number 65535. Means there is a lots of the numbers are available. So no matter if you have the 100 computer inside a organization or you have the 1000 computers in a organization, so all they can be do the port address translation and make the communication with the public area network with the single public IP address. So router can be configured with a single public IP address, maps client connection using the port number.